Maybe it was technical difficulties. So this is part two. But I just want to bring awareness to adult behaviors, particularly online. And, the importance of knowing the, um, I think people need to realize the uh, potential damage they can do to somebody. Especially people vulnerable that have mental health issues, as this lady, I think her name, I want to say her name was Mia. I don't know. You can just type in the Fox lady and it'll come up, I'm sure, because it's very uh, actively being shown right now because it just happened, the end of this past week. She just did it. And it's really sad, she's gone forever. And those little foxes were crying for her. Of course, her daughter was, and her husband. Um, but, I'm not trying to, like, I'm not trying to get anybody in a whole lot of hot water, I guess you could say. But I think it's important to speak out in the case of something like this. Maybe even if it's just this one time, I've been quiet for a year. And the part of the live that got cut off, I'm trying to remember what I said, but a lot of injustices have happened and wrongdoings, and they are being looked into and investigated. So, um, I have somebody here. Can't see very good. I have cataracts. I don't know if it's, beneficial to even bring them up. Um, Maybe that's not a good idea, the things that were done. But they weren't right. I did go to this person probably about 10 times and begged to just work it out, But they refused, and not, they didn't just refuse, they ghosted me and ignored me and discarded me like trash. And it was very hurtful because, I'm a peacekeeper. I want to be friends with everybody. And so, hey, everybody. I'm just not really talking, but I see you. I see you all there. Thank you for coming on the live. I really appreciate it. The lady that, took care of those fox animals, foxes are so cute. Um, she didn't deserve that. And you think of bullying as something in school, middle school, elementary school, even high school. But you don't think of it as far as adults. I mean, I'm 56 years old. I mean, I know I would never think that. And these people, I think they're pretty close in age, I believe. I don't know how old they are. Um, but you grown ass adults doing this. That don't make no sense. I mean, who even has time? Uh, but anger, you reap what you sow. Whatever you plant in your metaphoric garden, your spiritual garden, the universe knows, God knows. And if you plant a garden full of hate and anger and disregard and spell work you're casting on people, it's going to come back to you. It is. And you're gonna get it. I think the Bible even says you get it tenfold or something. I know it says you reap what you sow. It also says to forgive those that harm you, for they know not what they do. I'm nervous. I can't think of it. When I get nervous, I just kind of shut down. It takes a lot of guts to go on here and say this, but I've been told by my favorite readers, tarot card readers, and I have the gift of clairvoyance and palm reading. I know how to read tarot cards myself. My cards have matched with theirs, and there's been a lot of injustices. And I've also had my privacy invaded, going into somehow getting into my social media accounts and manipulating them. I don't know to what degree, but I know there's a lot of ill will because I've been working really hard on my YouTube channel, and they don't like that it's doing good. Why don't you like that it's doing good? And why do you believe what somebody tells you about another person? Don't believe it. If somebody tells you something, oh, this person's so bad, blah blah blah, and you are that upset over it, go to that person and confront them. Don't just take somebody's word. That's not fair. It's not fair to the person being talked about. It's just not. Don't believe it until you at least give that person the chance to give their version. But it's really best just to mind your business. Stay in your own lane. But you know, and I feel I wouldn't even be speaking up about this had it not been for the fact that I look like a little coward, just sitting here allowing all this to be done and not saying anything. So, of course, I'm not going to say any names, but this is my side of the story, and I'm sure that they're going to be watching. And you don't. I do have mental health issues, and they know this about me. They know, and so to do this to somebody, I'm not a person that would cause harm to themselves, thank goodness. If I were, I might wind up like the lady with the foxes. Um, I refuse to even give that consideration. I love my life. I want to be here as long as I can on Earth for myself and for my family and for my pets. It scares me to think about, leaving my pet. Okay, and let me tell you what it feels like to be ghosted and ignored. Um, but also that person, still pulls you in and gives you, all this. Yeah, don't leave me. They have ways of pulling you in. Um, don't leave my energy, I guess you could say. It's just an injustice. But imagine for a year if my cat had came up to me for a whole year and I just ignored her. I don't have a cat. And my poor cat, just wanted something from me, some acknowledgement, some petting, something to know that I see her, you know, if nothing else. Of course, I do more than see her. I mean, I love my animals more than anything. Well, I wouldn't say that, not more than my daughters, but you know what I'm saying. I would do anything for them. But there's no way I would go. Even my neighbor's cat, a strange cat in the street, I would not ignore it for a year. I wouldn't walk past it. How in the hell does somebody do that to another person? It's not okay, and it's not okay to do it to even an animal. It's not okay to do it to anybody, anything. So, this is my version of the story for, it needs to be told. It's only fair. If you're gonna gang up and come at me in all kinds of different ways, I don't even know the full ways that I've done, but I've been told, by my readers to the point where they've even called out some names and cities where they live and first names and what they look like, um, what they do for fun, what they do on their channel, their, content creating channel, YouTube channel. Sorry, when I get nervous, I'm just. So, yeah, that's, and then they have named me like 4 different times. Tina from Atlanta. Although it's a collective reading for the public, when that happens, hey, I think they're talking to me. Do you know what I'm saying? So, oh, somebody said, I don't see good. I have cataracts. I'm about to have surgery. Uh, you just very nice. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry to be ignoring y'all. I just am so focused on, Um, I just want to bring awareness to that. Awareness to mental health. Awareness to being kind. Just be kind. Think about, I don't need to tell most people this. The average person knows this, but think about how you would want to be treated. So it's just that simple. And you don't need a fancy education or a degree to know how to treat people. You're born with that, it's in you. So in order not to do it, you have to be fighting against what God puts into your soul and your being, your vessel, your body. It's like swimming upstream anytime you're doing something that you're not made to do. So, okay, well, I will stop now because this is probably getting boring and, y'all get my point, I'm not trying to destroy somebody by speaking my version. There's a lot of things I could have said, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm trying to be fair. But I just want anybody involved in this or anybody that they've contacted and said, hey, she's a real hoe bag or whatever. I'm not. I'm not a hoe bag. I've heard from the tarot readings that has came up. I'm actually celibate by 7 years. So, all right. I know I'm being dramatic. Thank you for watching, and God bless everybody.